Hey everyone, Scorpius here and welcome back to another PoE2 guide. Is it late in the league to do guides? Absolutely not. We don't stop, we keep on going. You guys asked for the updated version of my Monk, which is Stormwave and Flicker Strike, so here we are. If you guys enjoy these kind of videos, do make sure that you like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And without any further ado, let's begin. I just hit the microphone, we're gonna sip our coffee. You do the same, cheers, and we begin. So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cover the abilities, what changes I've done. You're gonna see the brand new gear, and I have prepared a couple of pieces of content here. I don't wanna blah blah too much, so let's just get into it. So, abilities, first things first is you're gonna have the Skeletal Warriors. For anybody who hasn't followed my previous guide, which you should if you don't have a lot of budget, then what we need is obviously a scepter for you to be able to spawn the warriors, the minions, and we're gonna see later on. These are my numbers that I'm reaching right now. At level 32, Stormwave is 170k-ish. Then we have Flicker Strike at around 500,000 in the hideout. Not bad. It's even overkill. So, Stormwave begins with martial tempo. We care about this so you can be a little bit quicker with clearing and sweeping the floor and maps. Then we have inspiration for that mana cost. Then we have upheaval, so you can get 3 fissures, as you can see. Let me just close down this. As you can see, there's 3 fissures. This is the big difference here. If I take this away, you're gonna have only 1. There's a lot of people that are saying that this might be a little bit better as it raises your damage, but honestly, upheaval is so much better in my personal opinion. Anyway, next we've got primal armament, of course, for 25% extra elemental damage, and you could go for mobility or you can go for deliberation. I use deliberation a lot. Let me just find it right here so you can see. Where's gems? All the way down here, there's Delhi. Delhi provides you with a lot more damage. Look at the damage increase now. It's 168k, and boom, there you go, 202. This is usually what I go for. I just wanted to give you the option of mobility because with deliberation, your damage is going to be so much higher, but you're going to be a lot slower. As you can see, it gives you a negative 30% movement speed penalty. If you're somebody that doesn't really care about that, use deliberation. If you care about it, use mobility. Yes, less damage, but a lot quicker. So maybe the more quicker you are, the more damage you deal because you're faster. I don't know. These are the 2 choices. Really good choices. For anybody who wants to check out, I do have 62.7% critical hit chance on Stormwave. You don't need more than that, and I'm going to touch on that topic in just a second because the most important thing about crit is for 2 abilities, Flicker Strike and Eye of Winter, and I'll explain. Going to the main ability of this build is Flicker Strike, and the changes that I've done here are things like Overextend. We need this for critical striking for 30% more critical damage bonus. Then we have Perpetual Charge. I've tried Perpetual Charge on Charge Staff as well. It's underwhelming. It's much better to have it on Flicker. So you flicker with 7-8 combo points, and by the time you finish with your Flicker, you still have 7-8 combo points. It's really good. Then we have Concentrated Effect for 30% more area damage, Hit and Run, and last but not least, Pinpoint Critical. This support gem is single-handedly what's making my personal build completely busted. Let me show you why. If we open this, you're gonna notice that I have 100% critical hit chance. The way that we do this is by naturally through your gear, which we're going to check in a second, through your gear and your passive points, you want to get your crit at least to 62.5%. If it's 64, you're way over. If it's 60, you're under. You need to be at 62.5. The reason why is because if you're 62.5 and then you put pinpoint critical on Flicker Strike, it goes to 100%, and that's what you need. If you're flickering with less than 100%, you're not gonna have a good time. Flicker at 100% crit is completely broken. Pinpoint critical is the way to cover that 38-40% crit. Really a must-have support gem. That's the combo with Flicker Strike. Next, we have Charge Staff. We always want to make sure that we have Charge Staff on, so whenever you start your maps, you make sure that you get max charges so you can get Charge Staff, and then you start your flickering or storm waving, whatever you guys want. But for Charge Staff, we have Persistence, so we can have 40% duration, we have Calling Strike, we have Innervate, and then we have the 1-2 combo of Overcharge and Commissary that work hand in hand and make charge staff a lot better. Next, we have one of 3 auras, I believe, but only one that supports us with mapping the most with damage, which is Herald of Thunder at 39k damage, 21. By the way, everything I just noticed, everything that we've seen so far is max level. You can go for 20 plus 1 and make sure that it's 20% quality. Almost every single ability in this kit is going to be qualityed apart from one, and we're going to get to it in a second. Herald of Thunder, again, maxed out, full quality. You want to go for Arbiter, Cold Infusion, Lightning Mastery, Glaciation, and Ice Bite. And the reason why we're going for cold damage is because we do have a lot of cold damage from things like our rings. As you can see, it's triple elemental flat damage on the first one, then some cold on the other one, then I have cold on my big ass quarterstaff right here. So there's a lot of cold damage happening, and if we have good cold damage and we have good Herald of Thunder that can support that, then the enemies are going to shatter. And if we're dealing a lot of freeze elements, then that means that we can run things like cast on freeze. So everything has a point in here, okay? So that's what we do with Herald of Thunder. Next, we have Infernal Cry. Infernal Cry, I only use it for bossing. You want it at level 5. You don't need it higher than that. You just care about the buff it's going to give you. And the way that we utilize this is with Raging Power. Grants 4 rage per 5 power, and uniques, which are the bosses, have max power. So this is going to give you around 16 rage, I believe. Then we have Premeditation for 15% more damage that will empower our next ability, which is going to be Flicker. Then we have Second Wind, so we can be able to use it twice. Then we have Enraged Warcry for that rage to be able to be used whenever you actually click it. And then Dazing Cry for the daze. Next, we've got our 2 casts, Cast on Critical and Cast on Freeze. But why do we have 2? Because we have the Spirit, we're an Invoker Monk, and why not? We're very good at critical hitting enemies, and we're very good at freezing and shattering and dealing cold damage, so why not? It's so much better. It's a little bit mana hungry and mana intense, but we do have the solution for that. Anyway, Cast on Critical is going to have Profane Ritual. Cast on Critical is usually at level 17 for me, 16, 17, whatever you can afford doing, and 20% quality in there. You definitely want to quality this up. Then we have Profane Ritual, which is at level 9. You want to quality this. If you don't know how, you simply take it out in your bags, quality it, put it back in. That's it. Then for support gems on Cast on Critical for Profane is Swift Affliction, Profusion, so you can be able to get more charges while you're mapping, Fast Forward, and Overabundance, so it can automatically place 2 different Profusions, giving you more charges. Next, we've got Cast on Freeze. This one is going to be lower level, around level 13. Again, you want to quality this, and this one is going to have Voltaic Mark at level 7 with full quality as well. And the support gems on this is going to be Reach, obviously, for the area of effect, Impetus for 40% increased energy, energy retention, and magnified effect. Both Reach and magnified effects are going to help it expand even more whenever you are mapping. Now, we're going into more, actually no, Mana Remnants is for mapping mostly. Mana Remnants is what keeps your mana alive, and it's not like micromanaging it with your pot. Mana Remnants are going to be around level 14. You don't need it higher than that. 20% quality. Beautiful stuff there. It really helps. And the support gems, you want Dissipate, you want Magnetism, so you can be able to collect the mana remnants on the floor. Actually, if you don't know what it does, whenever you kill stuff, they drop like mana orbs, and you just collect them, and it gives you mana. That's basically it. So Magnetism is going to help you grab those mana orbs from the floor from further away. And then we have Clarity, obviously 30% more mana regen. Then the other 2 that I mentioned before are mostly for bossing. We've got Profane Ritual. Once again, you do need this one for manual use instead of just the automatic one. On the manual use, you want Corpse Conservation, then you want Intense Agony, Arcane Tempo, and Unleash. All of these support gems are going to help it be faster, more efficient, etc., etc. And the way that you use this is on the warriors that we mentioned before from your scepter, which is going to be on weapon set 2. Cast on Critical is using it automatically whenever you're doing mapping. You don't need to worry about that. But when you're doing pinnacle bosses, you need to sacrifice your own minions, which is why we have the scepter. But in order for you to do that, you need sacrifice. Sacrifice is going to allow you to sacrifice your own minions. And the only support gem that you can put in here is Minion Mastery. If you don't want to, don't do it. But yeah, you can put Minion Mastery in there. Immediately spawn these guys. And then I'm just going to start using my profane ritual, and there you go, you can see the charges happening, and this is something that you do just before you deal with the bosses. We're gonna see it later on as well. Last but not least, we've got Eye of Winter. Eye of Winter is the main ability that we're gonna be using, which is the only ability you do not want to quality. The reason why is because if you quality this, as you can see at the very bottom there, it's going to increase the projectile speed, and you don't really want that to happen. To be honest, it doesn't really matter at this point, but just don't quality it. Around level 18 is fine. You don't need it higher. The reason why we care about this is because Eye of Winter is going to crit, and it's going to provide us with critical weakness, as you can see from the effigy of cruelty, which is why you want to use this focus specifically. It gives you critical weakness on the boss, and it's what helps us melt the boss even further. Now, how do you guarantee this? Because it says critical hit. The way that you guarantee Eye of Winter is, remember we said that we have 62, 63% critical hit chance, as you can see? Well, there's only one way to do this, and simply putting ambush in there is going to increase 100% of the critical hit, which is going to reach 100% since we're 63, on enemies that are full life, which means that this is the first thing that you hit any kind of pinnacle boss with, and it's going to immediately put critical weakness, and you simply flicker and you're good to go. The other two support gems you can put here is Inevitable Critical and Exile, which is going to help a lot more with the crit stuff. So that's basically it with the abilities. Going to the gear very, very quickly, you're going to notice that the gear is very similar to my previous video. What we're focusing on is critical hit chance is very, very important. And the second most important thing for me, and here is how I like to play this, is full energy shield. As you will see my stats, I've got only 43% evasion. I'm fully capped with all 3 resistances. These are my attributes. This is my spirit. That's what you want to do. And the way that we get this high, 130 extra spirit, is from the chest. I have a full energy shield chest with over 1,000, which gives me a bunch of resistances. The helmet gives me a bunch of resistances and critical hit chance, which is very important. And the crazy part about this helmet is that it provides me with +1 maximum power charges, which is what I get often on stream. How do you get +8 charges? This is how I have +1 on the helmet. Then the boots are obviously 35% movement speed. We've got the energy shield, fire resistant, lightning resistant, etc. Ingenuity belt with 31 and 35%. Then we have the gloves with critical damage bonus, energy shield once again, double flat, and +2 levels of all melee skills with the resistances. The amulet is +3 on the melee, some evasion, some energy shield, critical hit chance, which is very important as we said, and critical damage bonus. And what else did I not show you? You've seen the rings before, and then obviously the quarterstaff is the biggest thing that I have on this build, with almost 5% critical hit chance, double cold and lightning damage, double flat, 130 elemental damage, critical damage bonus, and +7. For the weapon set, nothing really changes. Just get a whatever kind of scepter that gets you the warriors, and you have the cruelty focus, and that's basically it. That's the gear. Moving on, we've got the passive tree. Now, the passive tree, Ascendancy, nothing special. This is it. We're going for I am Blizzard, I am Thunder, Lead Me Through Grace, which gives you the spirit, and Sunder My Enemies, which is insanely important because it helps us ignore elemental resistances, which is badass. Now, how you start is over here, and we're getting some defensives right here. You can also invest into the evasion and energy shield. We're selling some for the 10 chaos, but for the sake of this video, we're not going to sell that. And then we've got actually here all the crit notes. You want to get all the crit. We're going for critical exploit because this is going to give us 25% critical hit chance. We're going for melding for that energy shield. We're going for dampening shield for that energy shield, and also for stun threshold and ailment threshold, which is cool stuff. Then obviously, as you can see here, we're getting the entire crit cluster up here. Then over here with the Throat Seeker, we're getting the entire thing here because we do have an Against the Darkness, which is really good. You're going to see everything in max roll anyway. You don't need to snap pictures here. I'm going to link it down below. You can see all of this good stuff with cold damage, lightning damage, very good cluster right here. Both of these actually with the quarterstaff stuff. And then if we go all the way up here, you're going to see that we're going for things like a basement and dampening shield. They're going to give you stun threshold and ailment threshold. Actually, the other one and this small one here. But if you feel that a basement is an overkill, because we do have dampening with 7k energy shield, you can drop these 2 or 3 and go somewhere else. But just test it and see. For me, I'm going to keep it, and then I'm going to test it again and see what's going to happen. But then we're going obviously CI and all the way up here for patient barrier and ingenuity, but also we do care about weapon set 1 and 2, as you can see. For weapon set 2, we're going for mental alacrity, for cast speed, whenever you're sacrificing your minions, what you want it to be quick. And we're getting all of these nodes right here, which are like minion revive faster, or if you're trying to kill them, they're not going to destroy the corpses, so you can spam it a little bit more, or you gain more damage whenever you sacrifice a corpse, etc., which is really, really good for this build. But that's basically it for the entirety of the passive tree. The most important things are the jewels in here. Number 1, Prism of Belief. It's only worth if you can find a +2 or +3 for Flicker, if you care about pinnacle bosses. Otherwise, don't get a +1 on Flicker or +2 or 3 for Stormwave. Just get a normal jewel. Then the second one is obviously the Metamorphosis. You want a massive ring, nothing less than that. You want a massive ring with as little elemental resistance negativity as possible, because Chaos Rest, we don't care about it. And why we need this is we're getting 3 or 4 different nodes right here. We got Wild Storm, obvious stuff. We've got Staggering Palm. It gives you critical damage bonus and physical damage, which is cool. Then we have Moment of Truth, which is a pretty decent node to have. And last but not least, this is a personal choice. It's up to you guys, but Warding Potions. Warding Potions, whenever you hit your mana flask in mapping, it removes curses. So who said we cannot run temporal chain maps with this build? The Megalomaniac, we do have Singular Purpose, which gives me attack speed, actually reduces attack speed, gives me stun build up, but the reason we have it is 40% increased damage with 2-handed weapons, and then we have Crushing Verdict with 50% attack damage. Pretty cool stuff. If you cannot find exactly this, try and be creative. You want attack damage, you want damage with Quarterstaff or 2-handed weapons, or elemental damage or lightning damage. You can be creative. I trust you. And then the last one, as you saw before, is this beauty right here, Against the Darkness. We do have this as small. You don't need anything different here. And you want to try and find lightning damage, cold damage. These shouldn't be that expensive at this stage in the league. But that's basically it, the entirety of the build. So let's go and do some killing and see how it looks. I'm going to do edits because we don't want this video to be 1 hour long, right? So I'm going to go on this map, which isn't a bad map, put this, and let's get it. The thing that you need to remember here is that you want to Stormwave until you have max charges, and then you want to click on Charge Staff, consume them, and then keep on going with Stormwave until you have max. And now when you have max, you have the option. You either start flickering or you keep on going with Stormwave. So we can flicker here. It was a short one. As you can see, I still have 6 charges because of the perpetual charge as well. And Profane Ritual doing its job. And then there's another small flicker. Also, flickers, don't get disappointed. You do want crit. If you have 100% crit, it's going to flicker more. But also, don't forget that it's layout based as well. So if you have a shitty map like this one, it's not going to flicker too much. There's too many walls, stones, decor, whatever it is. And if the monsters are not packed up together, that's a much better flicker. There you go. If it's not like packed up together, flicker is not going to be able to continue that quick. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's how mapping is. You have the choice to either spam Stormwave and become like the map's janitor, as I like to call it. You just sweep the floor with it, and you just keep on going with Charge Staff. Or you could do a hybrid of Stormwave Flicker, or simply just go Flicker. And yeah, that's basically it. But this is mapping. This is how it is. Ooh, Researcher's Strongbox. So before you fight Xesht, you want to go to Weapon Set 2, summon your minions, and start spamming Profane Ritual right here. Get full charges. Just wait, there you go, that's 5, that's 6, 8, there you go. We go close, we get ourselves Charged Staff, and we do the same thing. Now, the rotation here is going to be different. You want to get your charges maxed out just before he comes in. There it is. And the first thing we're going to do is Eye of Winter, then twice this, and then Flicker. And there you go. So the rotation here is very, very simple. You just get your charges into Charge Staff, get the charges again so you can be able to flicker at max charges. The most important thing is the second he comes out, you want to hit him with that Eye of Winter. so you can get the critical weakness, and then twice your Infernal Cry to empower your Flicker, and then Flicker, as you can see, just one-shot him easy peasy. So for Arbiter, things are exactly the same as Xesht, obviously. The only difference is that I like to wait a couple of seconds before I Flicker, because don't forget that Arbiter has a defense mechanism, I would say, where in the first couple of seconds when he spawns, he's practically immune to damage, or he's got like 90% decrease damage or something like that. So if I wait a couple of seconds, then it's a lot better. But there you go. I sacrificed the boys and I got myself the charged staff. I'm gonna go back to the boys and start sacrificing them again so I can get my full on charges. There they are. First thing we're gonna do, as we mentioned before, is Eye of Winter. I'm just waiting for him to finish with this Eye of Winter and double this. I'm gonna wait a little bit and Flicker here. And there you have it. That's one-shot Arbiter. The thing that I don't really like, which you saw the mistake, and I'm happy that this happened now, is that, did you notice, if not, go back and watch it, did you notice that the boys actually hit Arbiter before our Eye of Winter? That's a no-no. That's a big-ass risk. He's no longer full health, therefore our ambush on Eye of Winter wouldn't work. So I made a mistake, and the mistake is whenever you're sacrificing the boys, don't stay on weapon set 2. Whenever you have your max charges, let's say I've got charged staff and I'm ready for Flicker, go back to weapon set 1 so the boys can go back home, right? And then you press on Eye of Winter, and that's going to hit it before the boys realize where they are, because don't forget that Eye of Winter is bound to weapon set 2. Very important detail here, which I'm happy that this happened so you can see what could have potentially been a failed attempt. But yeah, it's so broken. That was the one-shot of Arbiter. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, if you tried it, if you like it, if you like these kind of videos, the quick and just the gameplay without any guides and stuff. But I will give you the guide down below so I can make your life a little bit easier. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you can help out the channel grow. We're getting ready for point 3, man, and I'm telling you, we're gonna go crazy with the videos and the guides, and I have a lot of things planned. If you guys want to see actual footage of gameplay and everything, come and check us out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Scorpius_ENT, or here on YouTube, or with the same username over on kick.com, wherever you guys prefer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.